you know that during the 2008 presidential election, Barack Obama purchased ad space in 18 different games? The Vote for Change billboards targeting the demographic ages 18 to 34 were in the games Burnout Paradise, Skate, and Madden. You're listening to the Xbox Hub Podcast, the official podcast of the TheXboxHub.com. For all the latest Xbox news, reviews, videos, and opinions, make sure you visit TheXboxHub.com. But for now, settle down, get comfy, and open your ears for some podcast delights. Hello, welcome to the Xbox Hub Official Podcast, episode number 21. My name is Gareth Briley. I'm your host, and I'm joined by two lovely guests. I'm going to say lovely. On my virtual left is Mr. James Burks. Hi, James.
Hello. You all right?
I'm very good, thanks. And on my virtual right is Mr. Richard Dobson. How you doing, Richard?
Hello again. Good, thank you. How are you guys?
Very good.
Yeah.
I think everyone's a bit tired today. I'm going to warn people now. They've both been moaning at me how tired they are. So it could go. They could just leave 10 minutes into the podcast. We'll go to sleep. So I'm just warning you about that.
Is that an option?
Yes, that is an option.
Oh.
You have to give me a card, like a Joker card. Do you remember It's a Knockout? To show the Joker card.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Sure.
Everything's good. What have you been doing this week, James?
Well,
Ooh.
this week's been quite quiet, apart from today, when I had a really strange experience in a cafe. I've seen you both heard of, like, dog cafes and cat cafes.
Yeah.
Well, today I was in a cafe that had a robin, like a bird, a robin that lived inside it. And it went from table to table.
Hold on. Let me just get this right. So the robin hadn't just got into the shop. It was actually...
It lives there.
Wow.
And is this a cafe advertised as a robin cafe?
No. This was a bonus. All I wanted was a cup of tea. I got a little robin show.
Can I just ask one thing?
Yes.
Was it Narnia you were in? Or...
It felt like Narnia. But it was really bizarre. It just came out of nowhere. It was everywhere at once. It was over entertaining some people in the corner, and it came back to us, sat on the edge of the table. I was like, wow.
Wow.
What is this?
Were people feeding it?
No, they tell you not to feed it.
Oh, right.
That was the first thing that they said.
Before they tell you there's a robin in there.
Yeah.
Like, don't feed whatever comes on your table.
Yeah, just don't feed our little friend. I'm like, who's this little friend?
Also, don't look at it in the eye. Don't start conversations. It could get risky. It could get a bit feisty in here.
Yeah, I thought it's quite fun, that. Also a little bit unhygienic.
I like it. I think every... So, with the robin, was there anything about it? Did you know why it was there? Or?
It didn't really talk much. No.
Clearly tried then.
It just gave quizzical looks. Wonder why we're inside its house.
Yeah. So it's happy in there?
Yeah, it's having a great time.
Oh, wow, I like that. I want to go there.
Yeah.
So where is this cafe? So for the people out there who might want to go and visit.
It's just outside Blackpool. It's the Burnside Cafe.
The Burnside Cafe. I'm going to look
It's a garden centre. The cafe.
Starting to make a bit more sense now. Just outside Blackpool.
Yeah.
I'm going to look this up straight away. I love that. How can we top that, Richard? What have you been doing?
I don't think they advertise it. It's like, it really is a bonus.
That's what I love about it. It's just not...
Yeah.
Wow. Richard, what about you?
Well, as you've just said, I mean, how do you follow that?
Yeah.
I've been to see a couple of films this week. The first one was Downhill with Will Ferrell in.
Yeah.
Which I think's based on a Swedish film.
Which I've seen. Yeah.
Is it Force Majeure?
Yeah, that is right, yeah.
But this American version, I haven't seen the original, but this American version is pretty bad.
See,
so it's about...
Yeah, you say what it's about, and then I'm going to ask questions.
I'll try and remember it. It's about a family, and the husband and wife have a bit of a fallout because the mountain that they're on does avalanche. It puts avalanches on purpose to sort of keep the snow fresh for when they're skiing. But one avalanche goes a bit too far, and rather than protecting his family, the character that Will Ferrell's playing instead picks up his phone and runs off from this cafe. And it's all then about their relationship tumbling out of control and getting worse and worse, basically.
Because he's run away rather than staying with the family to protect them.
Yes.
And so that's the premise of the original as well.
Right.
So exactly. So with this version, from the trailer I've seen of it, is it trying to play it for laughs?
It's supposed to be a comedy.
Right. Which,
if I'd have not read that it was a comedy afterwards, I wouldn't have had any idea it was a comedy. It's not your typical Will Ferrell film, which I think might be the problem, because you're expecting him to just come out with these zany one-liners, and instead he's just a bit of an ass.
Are they playing it for laughs, though? Or are they playing it like a drama?
It's a comedy drama.
Right.
But there's not anything very funny in it. It's not very good.
I think it's a really hard thing because the originals are sort of drama, really, but it's kind of quirky and it has that. It's all playing on what would you do if you did suddenly run away from your partner or your family just to protect yourself. How does it affect you day to day after that, when they look at you in a completely different way?
Yeah, I thought the premise and the setup was really original, but I think it's like an hour and a half long, and then the relationship spirals out of control, and then something happens, and then it finishes, and it's just very weird how it ends as well.
And I think they probably it looks like they've had a little bit of trouble marketing as well. So they're trying to market it as a full-on comedy, aren't they? Rather than a drama. And because I think they didn't know what to do with it.
I think having Will Ferrell in that position, everyone automatically thinks as well.
Oh well, good.
Give that one a miss.
Give that one a miss. Thank you, Richard. Cheered us up. What are you coming in for the next one with?
So the day after, I went to see another remake, but this time it was The Invisible Man, which was very, very good.
And who's in this?
Not anyone I recognised, I'll be honest.
It's
the director,
Elizabeth Moss, I think, is the lead, isn't she? And she is in Mad Men, and she is in The Handmaid's Tale as well. She's the lead actress in The Handmaid's Tale, I think. I think it's Elizabeth Moss, unless I'm making that up completely.
You are right.
Yes, good.
Who's the Invisible Man, then? We don't see him.
Yeah. So she at the start of the film, she runs away from her abusive partner, who then takes on this persona as the Invisible Man. But obviously she's seeing him, and he's doing weird things that only she can see, and she's trying to convince the people around her that he's because he supposedly commits suicide as well. So while she's seeing all these weird things happening, she's convinced it's him. Everyone's like, no, it can't be him because he's dead.
Right.
And that's not giving away the big twist. Just thinking about it now, no, that's not a spoiler.
Right. But the spoiler might be in the title.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Is it like a psychological thriller?
It is quite psychological as well.
Yeah. Sounds good.
It's very good. And I really enjoyed that.
The actress Elizabeth Moss. When you watch The Handmaid's Tale, if anyone's ever seen The Handmaid's Tale, which is extraordinary, it's based on a book. The camera on Elizabeth Moss, the frame of the camera is always on her face most of the time, really tight. And when you watch Handmaid's Tale, you look at it and go, God, she's having to act her socks off all the time. It really rarely goes off her, and it's quite tight. And from what I've seen of those trailers, it looks a bit similar. And it's quite a big performance from her. Or it's quite reliant on her.
Yeah, she's excellent in it.
Yeah,
she does a really good job of portraying someone that's been through a lot of domestic violence and sort of has to rebuild her life basically, but then obviously can't because she's still seeing visions of this guy.
Right. Wow. Well, that's one to watch then. So thumbs up.
Yes.
Richard's thumbs up for The Invisible Man. Thumbs down for Downhill. That's your movie segment. Yeah. And James's is going to just be Robin Watch.
And it still can't beat Robin Watch though, even with 2 film recommendations.
I'll never beat Robin Watch. That's the best story you'll hear from me all year.
And I've got a link to what I'm going to talk about this week.
Oh,
I've got a link now. Just give me it. From Robin to Batman.
There we go.
There we go. So I haven't really done much this week, but I saw yesterday a couple of stills of the Batman. Have you seen this, you two? It's got the Batmobile, new Batmobile, and the Batman, and I think it looks great. It looks fine. It's a car. It looks a bit like the 1960s TV series one. Do you think? You do?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it has that kind of thing. But of course, it made me think about, you got the internet's a nightmare, and you got people going, oh no, I hate this. This is going to be the worst film ever. I love this. It's going to be the best film ever. And it made me think about our expectations of things before they've even come out.
And people that overreact over a car.
Yeah, and I think that goes with games as well. It becomes like, before a game gets released, people start to go, it's got to have this in my head. It's got to be a certain type of way of playing. It can't do anything new. It's going to ruin the experience. I hope they don't do that. I think, Gears has had it, hasn't it? And I think, sometimes I think, are we making games or are we making films so we don't want to upset that audience before we even begin? The classic is a Sonic the Hedgehog, isn't it? When they did the trailer of how it looked in the film, and everyone went mad, and they had changed the whole thing to make it softer. And it's things like, I was thinking about Mass Effect, and thinking about Mass Effect, the last one. It had an ending to Mass Effect that people signed petitions to change the ending, and BioWare did it. They gave them a different ending. And I'm sort of, at the moment, I'm playing games, and it's a hard time at the moment because we're playing games and there's not a lot coming out, is there? Is that fair to say? Some really good indie stuff, but not any major games, is there?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sort of playing stuff, and I'm at the moment going, I need something to surprise me this year. And instead of playing a game that we'll talk about later on, which you kind of know it's the same format, you know what you're doing, there isn't a kind of format that surprised me. And I think the last one that did that probably is PUBG, the Battle Royale mode, when that first came out. I think that was the first time I went, oh, this is exciting, this is new. This is a new way of playing. Is there anything, do you feel like that, or is it just me? Maybe it's just me.
I agree with you. I think because a lot of the stuff now it's almost like a vicious circle. So you kind of want to build up anticipation for a game by announcing it early enough that you've got something decent to present. But then as that anticipation builds, people are expecting more and more and more. And by when it times to the game coming out, everyone feels like they know exactly what to expect with it.
What they want. It's sometimes different, isn't it?
And I think the music industry, for example, have sort of cottoned on to this now when a band will announce a new album. So you start to see artists, off the top of my head, I know Beyonce just released an album without any build up to it whatsoever. And does that need to start happening in other media as well?
Well, she can't she? Because it will still sell. And I think you're absolutely right. I agree with it. It's like Rockstar, just do what the hell they want because they can. But I think they've always done that, Rockstar. I think that's been the great thing. I remember with Rockstar with GTA 3 were on the PS2. And do you remember that? Do you remember they just went, it's out tomorrow? And they weren't that big then. It just suddenly got released the next day. It was there. And people went and bought it. And yeah, there is maybe that. But then even with Rockstar now, they still will do trailers, over a year, weren't they, for their games?
Yeah, I think it was a couple of years before, in between the GTA 5 one and the actual release date. But I think that's because of all the delays and everything as well.
Mm. Yeah, it's a... What about you, James? What do you think? Do you think I'm being overreacting? I think it's just... I feel like I need something now. Maybe it's going to come out that's going to go, this is a new way. I mean, indie games, to be fair, do that all the time. They really take a chance, yeah.
They take risks, but the bigger games, with the amount of money they put into the game, they can't afford to take those risks. So they play it safe with what everyone likes. So you end up getting a lot of the same games regurgitated. Like you say, Gears. Although with the new Gears, they did try a lot of new stuff, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
With the open world areas.
Yeah.
But some just know they can't afford to do that.
Yeah.
But we'll never get new... never get massive new franchises if we don't start doing brave ideas, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you, chaps. Right, let's do questions. Now, every week I ask our guests some questions, in-depth questions, to get an idea of their psyche, and I put it down in my big folders. Huge folders, bigger than me.
Just for me.
Yeah.
Folders just for me.
Yours is locked in a safe, but no one can look at. Yeah. Right. Question number 1. This is to all of us. You're a mad scientist. What scientific experiment would you run if money and ethics wasn't an issue? So you can do any science experiment you want. What would it be, Richard?
I think my folder's about to get a lot bigger now.
Oh, here we go.
I would do a lot of experimentation on humans.
Okay.
Sort of try and push them to the limits, because there's that whole thing, like, apparently we only use 10% of our brain, and that's been the basis for a lot of sci-fi films and books and everything. Like, what if we used a bit more of our brain and tried to reach our full potential?
Yes.
So yeah, I'd try.
What kind of thing will you be doing?
Oh.
Science.
Just putting a ball in a room and saying, right, move that wee mind, and then chaining them to a table. And
why are you chaining them to a table?
Because
that's
how they get out. Yeah, they're not going to want to move it if there's an escape.
Right.
Come on, Gareth.
Okay. So you're chaining people to a table. There's a ball on the other side of this room, and you're saying, okay, as long as it takes, move it.
Yep.
Will you feed them?
Only when absolutely necessary.
So you want them hungry, so they don't. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, that folder, doing a lot of writing, a lot of notes. Yeah, James, what about you?
I mean, mine's quite similar, but not as harsh.
Wow.
I'd take volunteers to make super soldiers, like Captain America.
Okay.
But only to test it on them, and then use it on myself once it's fully researched. So there'll be a few casualties. At the end of the day, I will be a super soldier.
So how you make it? What's your experiment with super soldiers?
Well, it's just injecting them with enough elements to see what works.
Green science liquid.
Yeah.
Injecting them with the T virus. See what happens.
Yeah, go to see what happens. As long as they're willing to do it, I have no qualms. You know? Yeah, at the end of the day, I just want to be strong.
Okay, that's good. Not as bad as Richard's. Well, it is a bit, actually. You're just injecting people and killing them.
Yeah, but they want to. They're fine with it.
Okay, the volunteers.
Yeah, if I say that mine are If I say that mine are volunteers as well, does
You
that make
don't,
mine less bad?
No. Even if they're volunteers, they're still chained to a table. I don't think you're going to tell them that and say, look, I'm going to chain you and not feed you. Do you want to come and join me?
I am feeding them.
Well, only the last possible moment.
Yeah.
Wow. I think I'd do something to do with... I haven't really thought mine through. I think I'd do something with UFOs. I'd just put all the resources in trying to find UFOs. I'll put cameras everywhere. Cameras on satellites, all focused on where UFOs have been going. That would be it. It's not as exciting as you two, but that would be my thing.
Yeah, what about when you find one?
I'd
What would you do?
say there's a UFO. It's real.
That would be the end of that.
That'd be the end of that, yeah. That's what I want.
Brilliant.
I don't know what else you want
really?
from me. That'd be pretty big news. Be bigger than Richard's ball when a guy changed it. Well, it wouldn't be bigger. It'd be huge.
I disagree. Yeah, I've discovered telekinetic abilities.
Oh,
James has discovered super soldiers. You've discovered an alien.
I think mine's big.
Hey guys, I've seen something. Well done, Gareth. Off you go.
Okay, question number 2. If you open a bar, so you're opening a bar, right? All the money in the world, whatever you want to do. What would it be called, and what would be the decor, and what would be the rules? One rule. So let's start with James. What's your ideal bar?
Can it be a smoothie bar?
It can be, yeah.
It'd be a smoothie bar, yeah. Non-alcoholic,
Right.
juices galore. And that would be the name of the bar as well. Juices galore.
Juices galore.
Yeah.
Sounds like a porn movie.
Well, that's the rule. You have to wear no clothes.
So it's a naked smoothie bar.
Yes, called Juices galore.
Where would it open?
Where?
Yeah.
Oh.
Where would its debut be?
Oh, you have to be in London somewhere.
Oh, you go to London.
Somewhere at Market.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Next to
They're
the
not
Robin
cheap.
bar.
Yeah, it's very cheap.
Right, it's very expensive smoothies.
Yeah. Maybe Juices galore isn't ideal for a naked bar. But,
I don't know.
you know, it's there for your own interpretation.
Okay, that's good. I like that. Juices galore, naked smoothie bar. What about yours, Richard?
I think mine would have to be an upmarket one as well, but maybe like a champagne bar. But then, if in both the men's and the women's toilets, there's a door that leads downstairs,
Right.
and you've got male and female fight clubs.
Hold on. So
Interesting.
you've got a fight club. It's just an excuse. It's a front for a fight club. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Is it? Right. And what would it be called?
Something really innocuous.
This is not a fight club.
Yeah, this is not a fight club.
Okay.
I don't talk about it.
Don't talk about it. That's it. Don't talk about it.
Yeah.
What about Richard's Rough House?
I don't think people would go to a champagne bar called Richard's Rough House, though.
Okay, good.
That sounds like a porno again.
Okay, good.
Right, here comes the champagne.
Ah, there we go. Champagne.
Oh, I get it now. That's very
I like
good.
it.
I like it a lot. Good. Mine would be, I'm gonna go for, you get on a boat, right? You go into the middle of the Thames, right, in London, and then you get some deep sea diving gear on, you jump off, you go down to the bottom of the Thames, and there's a little door, little cubicle down there. You open it up and you've got an under the water bar called Deep Throat. I don't know. I just trying to go on the porn theme. And there you go. That's where you have it. Underwater, but glass everywhere you can see, but you can have a drink.
And what does it sell?
It sells kind of themed underwater beverages.
All right, with good names like Deep Throat.
Yeah, Deep Throat or
Maybe don't say anymore.
Debbie does Dallas.
yeah. It's got a porn connection to it for some reason, some weird reason. There is a bit of a problem with the marketing for that. There's been some talks that I've not quite thought about. I'm crossed wires a lot.
I mean, Underground Fight Club might not be quite as bad when you try and market that one.
I think that's going to be good. I think someone's going to do that next week. Okay,
Probably
good.
they are doing it.
Yeah. Right. Question number 3. We've got to move on. If you could explore any off-limits building in the world, so something that's completely closed to the public, and you could get the opportunity to go there, what would you like to go to? Richard?
An abandoned theme park. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there's a guy, and I can't remember his name. I have his book where he does this as a job, and he goes around and takes all these pictures of it. And it's just fascinating to see like a roller coaster or a Ferris wheel just sort of being overgrown and overtaken by all these vines and stuff. I think it's just there's just something eerie about a big acre of land or whatever that was built up as a theme park and then being strangely deserted.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I would want to do that as well. What about you, James?
Maybe just some kind of secret agency base.
Okay. Anyone in particular?
Not really. Anything that's secret. Let's see what weapons they've got. Got any cool gadgets that I could borrow?
Okay. Yeah.
So really? I'm not.
So you want to go into sort of
complicated.
MI5 or something and have a wander around?
Yeah, just a wander around, no questions asked. I can take what I want. See what happens.
Oh, okay. see what happens. Yeah. Yeah, good. I like that. I would have to go for. I'm gonna have to go for Area 51. I think I'd love to.
Back to the research is for nothing. You go there, you go. Oh, I've seen one now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think it has to be Area 51. Or I like to go to. Those underground shelters that they build for governments before a nuclear bomb goes off. There's one in America.
Yeah.
I'll have to go and have a look at one of those. Now, see what they've got in there. See if they've got aliens in there. Doing the bar.
It's full of telekinetic children.
Yeah. All of our combined fears, things that we've created, our science experiments. Okay, right, good. Now, normally I do would you rather questions to finish off, but we're going to do some very quick different things now. You've got 2 riddles each. I just want to test to see how quickly you can solve a riddle. You've got 10 seconds to get it right. There's nothing there, yeah? So, James, this is yours.
Okay.
What has to be broken before you can use it? What has to be broken before you can use it? You've got 7 seconds. Any ideas?
Your spirit? I don't know.
Oh, no. Unlucky. No. That's good. Richard, can I put it over to you?
I mean, the answer that I've got isn't appropriate, so I just say I haven't got a clue.
An egg. There you go. Richard, this is yours. I'm tall when I'm young, and I'm short when I'm old. What am I? Oh, this is tricky. We're never going to do this again.
No. Good.
So everyone would be happy about that.
I haven't got a clue.
James, anything?
Benjamin Button.
Good, that's very good. But a candle. See?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, James, this is your one. This will be over soon, I promise you, everyone.
I have another one.
Yeah, one for each.
Yay.
Yeah.
2 each?
Yeah. What month of the year has 28 days? What month of the year?
All of them.
Which one?
All of them.
All of them. Well done, James. Well done. You can't get through that.
Can't catch you out with numbers.
You can't catch you out of that. No, good. Right, Richard, what is yours? What is full of holes but still holds water? What is full of holes but still holds water?
A sponge?
Brilliant. See? You two. Yeah, one each. That's it.
Quick vote now.
Yeah.
We're not doing it again.
We never did it again.
Are we agreed?
We're going to burn this podcast episode, so we never heard it.
I'm not on next week, so you guys can do what you like.
Oh, yeah. Neil will love that.
Yeah, love that. Neil will be terrible. What games have you been playing, you two? Let's start with Richard. What have you been playing?
It's been on Game Pass just over a week now, but I'm fully stuck into Yakuza Zero.
Yeah, it's good, man.
and my review should be ready today or tomorrow for the site. But yeah, it's going to be a 5 out of 5. It was always going to be a 5 out of 5 before
Wow.
I started playing it.
What is it, Richard? For someone who doesn't know, tell us what Yakuza is.
So Yakuza Zero is a prequel to the Yakuza series, which mainly focuses around a member of the Yakuza called Kiryu Kazuma. In Yakuza Zero, though, there's him and another guy called Goro Majima, who at this point in time don't know anything about each other. They live in different cities, and they're involved in the same story, but this is sort of playing out. And say the story, the point of the story is in the middle. These two are at opposite ends of this story, as far away from as possible as you could be, and it's sort of like a collision course for these two reaching this conclusion at the same time, where there is a place in the city is called Kamurocho. There's a little piece of land in the middle of that city that members of the Yakuza are all fighting over, because whoever owns that basically has the key to build up this city and sort of take it over from a Yakuza point of view. So that's the plot in a nutshell.
Yeah, it's good. And what's the mechanics of it? What do you do?
It's mainly an open world fighting game. So you have the opportunity to run around these two cities, but then there's lots of degenerates on the street that'll basically take one look at you and decide they want to fight you. So each of these two characters has 3 different fighting styles. One of them's involving break dancing. Another one, he walks around with a baseball bat, and all his moves are based around this baseball bat. But that's the main gameplay element. Is this beat 'em up mechanic in an open world situation.
And there's lots of other things to do, though, isn't there, as well? You can go...
Tons of other things to do.
Karaoke.
You do karaoke.
It's hard, though, isn't it? Karaoke.
It is really good, though. See, me and James have played it as well. I've been playing. I think Where are you, James? I'm at chapter 2.
Yeah, I'm just about there.
Even because I did the whole chapter 1, finished it after 50 minutes, went and loaded it up again, and I hadn't saved it. I didn't realise. I didn't realise you have to do it old school and save at a bloody phone box.
At the phone box.
Obviously.
Yeah. It's the first thing it tells you.
I know. I've done it twice now. So I'm at chapter 2. Where are you, James? Sorry.
Yeah, just up to chapter 2.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, the rhythm. It's a rhythm mini game, isn't it? The karaoke.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I don't know how anyone can keep up with that. The buttons, they come at you so fast.
Well, I got actually Karaoke Pro. That was what I was called on my first game.
Honestly, really. if you did, I'd probably just stop playing it. Yeah, I got nowhere near.
No, it is. It's really fast. I did the first time. Actually, the first playthrough I did when I didn't save it, I did a slow song, and I was really bad. I did the quicker song. I seemed to be better at something.
Yeah, the fighting's pretty good though as well.
Fighting's right.
Because you can interact with items in the environment as well, which I found quite good.
Yeah.
It's some because there's some of the heat actions as well. So a heat action is like a special attack basically. When it flashes in the top right corner, you can press the Y button and unleash a special attack. But some of these are just absolutely crazy. You unlock a lot of them as you progress through the story, and at some point you throw in other people into other people and coming down with an elbow drop and all sorts on them.
That's what I like to see.
See, it's not normally my type of game, but there's something about that that's making me carry on. I mean, it looks fab. The city just looks amazing.
Yeah, it's just wandering through it, and it's sometimes it's where you need to go because there's a quest marker on the screen, but I just want to wander through the city, and then something will will distract you, and you forget what you're doing in the first place.
That's the sign of a good open world.
It feels like, and this is not a little bit. It feels like a game of a few years ago rather than a game of now. I'm talking about.
It did come out a while ago in Japan, though. Didn't
Okay, right.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was on the PS3 originally in Japan.
Okay,
it's a few years old now.
Just the way, it represents the ladies a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Is it good?
I mean, I didn't notice. What are you looking at, Gareth?
So that does feel like a game of the 2000s, doesn't it? That decade rather than sort of now, maybe. But
it is set in the 80s.
It is set in the 80s, yeah. But there's something. I mean, those cutscenes are long. Some of them. Wow.
Good storytelling, though.
It is good storytelling. Yeah.
I was gripped.
Does the lead cheer up a bit, Richard?
Yeah.
He does.
So he's quite a stoic individual. But going back to this one now, after having played some of the others in the series, he in Yakuza Kiwami, which would be it's a remake of the first one, which is coming out at some point on Game Pass as well.
Yeah.
He ends up adopting a little girl, and he sort of then becomes this father figure persona, and he stays quite reserved, but he sort of learned that he has got this heart of gold underneath, and all he's ever doing is doing it with the best intentions. Whereas going back to Yakuza Zero, in that first half an hour, so when you did that stream, Gareth, and you've got those two drunk people fighting outside, and he just decides to fight them for no reason.
Yeah.
That's not something he does later on, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay, right. I'm looking forward to. I am really intrigued, and I just got to a point when this giant man called Mr. Shakedown appeared, which made me laugh a lot. And it says, because he's really hard, isn't he? And he needs your money and just beats you up. And the game sort of advises you, if you see him, run away, which I quite like.
He will take all your money if he beats you up.
No, that's going to upset me. Mr. Shakedown. No, it's really good. It's really, really good. I'm really enjoying it. I'm sort of like, I keep wanting to go back to it. Is it how long is it overall?
I think because I did get quite distracted when I played it on the PS4 first time, but I think the main story took me about 50 hours.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then I put another 30 hours on top of that, and I'm still not at halfway % on the completion list.
Oh my god. Okay. That's a
Might change games.
Yeah, change games, James. What have you been playing, James?
Well, apart from that, I've been playing another Game Pass game called Death Squared. It's a puzzle game. You basically move a red square and a blue square to its final destinations.
Yeah.
On a puzzle board. And obviously, early on, you just move it and you're there, but there's obstacles the more you progress, like lasers and.
Did I review this?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't think you did. You wouldn't have managed it. It's quite tricky at times. Sorry.
Very good.
But yeah, it's just a really good puzzle game. And there's a separate mode where you can move 4 cubes at once using the right stick, left stick, the bumpers. So if you've got a few friends around, you can try and solve it together on one controller.
So is it like the bunny parking game you talked about last week?
No.
Right.
It's miles better than that.
No, but is it the same principle behind it?
No, you just move the square across an obstacle course, let's say.
Oh, I see. Right, sorry.
Sort of.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, great for couch co-op.
Good. Okay.
And the story is actually quite good. It's a little bit like Portal, in that there's a tester and he's speaking to the AI. So it's a nice little back and forth between.
I think I reviewed this. This is all ringing.
I mean, I'll tell you that you definitely didn't. But.
Okay, fine.
But yeah, I found it by pure chance. I was trying to get some more achievements. Because you can get, I think you get 350 games to go in total, just by dying 999 times.
You didn't do that, did you?
I did,
Oh,
and that's how I beat you this month
word.
on the game scrollers.
Wow.
I enjoyed that so much. And the game itself is really good.
Okay, good. Death Squares. That's another Game Pass one. God, that's still
Yes.
Game Pass one. Now, the next... What did I play? Oh, I've been playing Bliss Unleashed, which isn't out yet.
Bless.
But I think I can talk about it. Bless Unleashed, not Bliss. I keep thinking Bliss. Bless Unleashed, which is a massive multiplayer online game, free to play, but you can buy stuff as like they all do. And I've got a review copy to do, but I've got a kind of a thing called a Founders Pack. I think an Ultimate, so I get loads of goodies. Like,
To give you a boost.
yeah, like a mount. But I don't know how to use these goodies, so it doesn't make any difference. I've got the mount, a unicorn, which is quite nice. And it's good. It looks pretty. It's fine. But I think this is when I was talking to you earlier before about doing the same thing. I think with these massive multiplayers online. I remember playing World of Warcraft for the first time in 2005 and just being, wow, this is amazing. You can, you go out and do these adventures and you have a guild and blah, 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 and all these things. It just felt really, I found the world amazing at that time, And I think every massive multiplayer online just seemed to have copied that, really. And so with this now, you're still doing quest, fetch modes. There's people everywhere. You look at it around, and at the moment it's quiet because it hasn't launched, but it's packed at the moment. And you're sort of like, you go here, you kill those, they suddenly respawn because they're respawning for the next one. So sometimes you get into too many, you've killed them all, and then suddenly they've respawned in front of you for the next people to come along. You're like, oh. And if you got your guilds, but it's just the same sometimes a bit. With that thing, I really want something a little bit different. But for people who love that stuff, it does it really well, and it's free. It's going to be free to play.
It's worth a try. It's free, isn't it?
Oh God, yeah, definitely. So, it looks
If you
great.
don't like it, what's the worst?
Yeah, it's like
happens?
yeah, it's one of those ones. It looks a lot better than some of the other free ones that have come out. Completely, yeah. And it's got a nice. There's a story there. It's got a nice little. I think I might do it. I've got a Let's Play that I'll put out next week, but it's got it looks good. I was surprised when I was playing it. That's what I was thinking of, and then I looked at it and thought, oh, it's free to. I was quite surprised it was free to play. But Black Desert was you paid for it first of all, and then that became free to play quite quickly. Is that right? Or maybe it was on Game Pass, and I think now it's free to play. Maybe I got that wrong.
It was definitely free to play at some point.
Yeah.
It's part of Game Pass.
Neverwinter was free to play as well when that launched.
Yes.
That's right, yeah. It looks better than Neverwinter. Much better than that.
Yeah, not hard.
Not hard, no. Yeah, it's good. It's really good. I'm enjoying myself, actually. But, and the fighting's really good. So the fight has a little bit of... I'm playing as a crusader, like a tank kind of character.
Yeah.
And it has that... You have to be tactical. It's got those... You've got certain moves you've got, but you have to... In a sense, Dark Souls, it has that lock on. You have to defend. You have to, you can't just rush in, especially against kind of bosses. So that's really interesting. That keeps it really intriguing. You can be a ranger, a mage, and all that stuff. I wish I was a mage now. I don't know why I didn't do it. I can't do it. Every time I play one of these games, I can't be a mage, but I really want to be. One day someone's going to press the button for me. So there you go. There's our games. Anything that's caught our eyes in the news? Anything we've seen? It's a bit slow still, really slow. We keep saying it every week.
Game Pass.
What's Game Pass? What's coming
Game
out?
Pass.
What's coming out, James?
Today, at the time of recording, NBA 2K20.
Oh.
Which is it's a big sports game.
Yeah.
To be hitting Game Pass. And the role was solid.
Yeah.
You can't really complain about the physics or anything in the 2K. Well, in the NBA 2K games.
Not the other 2K games.
Yeah, let's say about the wrestling ones. And Train Sim World 2020.
I've done that. I reviewed that. Yeah.
Would you recommend it?
If you love trains, yeah, it's yours. So you'll be driving those trains. Yeah, I mean, it's a great for train people. It's brilliant. You sit in the train, you drive it. Yeah.
What can you ask for?
What can you ask for? Yeah. And I think I could probably start a train now.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I won't risk it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't risk it.
On March the 11th, we've got Ori and the Will of the Wisps,
Yeah.
which is the sequel
Yes.
to Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
I've never played Ori, but I hear it's spectacular, the first one.
Have you played it, Richard?
I haven't. I know a lot of people are looking forward to this one next week, though.
I have. It's really hard. It's really hard. I think everyone has said this. It's not an easy. You think, look at it and go, "Oh, it's lovely little," but it's a hard game. So hard platformer, but it's really captured people love it for that. So I think I didn't get that far in. I went, maybe I'll put this down for a bit. Yeah, but I like to go back to it. I like to go back to it.
Yeah,
I think this new one looks. Sorry, no. This new one looks absolutely gorgeous, though. The colours that I've seen of it just look absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else, James, coming out?
There's one more I never heard of before, called Piku Niku.
Okay.
And it's a puzzle game where apparently you've got to help strange little creatures uncover a conspiracy.
Okay.
In a delightful dystopian world.
Great.
That's what they say anyway.
Yeah.
I'll take their word for it.
Are you sold on this, James?
I'll give it a try. It's Game Pass.
Yeah, it's Game Pass. You've got to give it a go,
But,
haven't you?
I mean, it's going to take some doing to keep me playing it, I think. There's also a few games leaving
Yeah.
Game Pass. Thimbleweed Park, which is a game.
I've done half of that. I need to do that. Okay.
Yeah, so you need to get playing that soon. Deus Ex Mankind Divided.
Good game.
If you've not played it now, you probably never play it anyway. It's been out for ages, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Lich Sphere Double Sphere Edition.
Oh, that's quite fun, that game. Yeah. Yeah.
And Shenmue 1 and 2.
Oh.
They're going as well. So get on those as fast as you can.
Thank
Or
you.
miss out forever.
Yeah.
Or
Forever.
just buy them.
We'll just buy them.
Either way.
I think if you buy them, you get 20% off if you've got
You
Game
do.
Pass. Yeah.
You do. Yeah. So, go for it.
Good.
Right.
Thank you very much, James. What have you seen, Richard? Anything that's caught your eye?
I have a couple of stories from the world of FIFA 20 esports. According to these stories, it's been struggling quite a bit this week. So one story had server issues, and it meant that the players in question couldn't actually play a game of FIFA together. So instead, they settled their tie with a game of rock, paper, scissors.
So was this in a stadium? Like, not a stadium, like a hall, and people were watching, or was it?
It must have been.
My God.
It was a FIFA Ultimate Teams Champions Cup Stage 5 qualifier.
Wow. That's not good, is it? That's not good. It's not a good look for EA.
But I think the next story might be even worse.
Oh.
So there was another esports tournament going on, and it went to penalty shootouts, and the unfortunate player in question needed to score his penalty to keep it going and go to sudden death, basically. They took the penalty. It went in off the left-hand post as you're looking at the goal. The ball went in the goal, and FIFA 20 didn't register it as a goal. So he lost the penalty shootout. But then the independent adjudicators also turned around and said, well, the game's not counted it as a goal, so we can't count it as a goal. And he got knocked out of the tournament.
But you could see that it actually across the line.
It clearly goes in. I think this guy is the esports player for LA Galaxy as well, so he's a pretty big deal. Giuseppe Gastella is his name, and obviously we can't show you it on the podcast, but yeah, it clearly goes in the goal off the post, and they've not counted it.
Wow.
I'd be devastated.
Wow.
I'd hate losing, but losing to that
That's really
would
bad.
be...
Do you know, I'm going to say this, and we play FIFA a lot. Me and James do.
too much.
Too much. And we we love FIFA. We love playing FIFA and everything, but I think it needs a year off. I'd love to see it just do it. It won't do it. They have 2 years rather than whacking them out every year because there's lots of
a squad update or something.
Yeah, lots of bits of things like that. Just bits and bobs going wrong. I think the matchmaking at the moment on the team isn't great. Does think it just loads for too long. It crashes. There's lots of problems.
We've got a lot of similar issues, don't we, every year as well?
Yeah.
It's like you copy and paste it and then go, oh, we need to fix that again.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
But as well with this one, they had the opportunity to sort of correct a glitch in the game, and they still went with it. We went against it, which I think that's the worst thing about this story.
Yeah. They could have said, oh, we'll replay the game or even just replay the penalties.
Yeah.
We play FIFA clubs, right? This is a clubs element. They don't seem to do much with every year. So we love that. We play that a lot. And there's a bit, when the referee with this little chalk spray, when they do a free kick, he puts it across by the player's feet. Well, in clubs for the last 2 years, there's a line that goes almost from the goalkeeper that appears all the way up to the halfway line that stays there forever. And it's a glitch that they haven't done for 2 years. It's like, nah, we won't worry about that. And people must be
carried away.
People must be saying something about it, but they're like, no, we won't do it. And I think that must be because they earn a lot of money. FIFA's a lot of money, isn't it? But I think it's that whole thing of just doing it yearly. It feels a little bit for me more broken than it ever has done.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
You're right. Yeah. It needs definitely less rushed.
Yeah.
It needs to be less rushed. That's what it feels like. It's on what that'll have to do because it's coming out soon. We'll stick it out.
Yeah.
And look what happened with Assassin's Creed. It
Yeah.
took a little bit of a break. And when it came back, it was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
wow, thank you, Richard. That was good.
Fix it.
The last bit I've got is, which James had as well, which is basically today they've talked about The Last of Us. HBO are going to do it as a TV series. And the guy from, what's the name of the company who does Last of Us?
Naughty Dog.
Mm-hmm. And it's Neil Bruckheimer. I keep thinking it is, but it isn't.
Druckmann.
That's it, Neil Druckmann. He's going to be one of the writers. And the other writer is going to be one of the guys who did Chernobyl on HBO.
Yeah, Craig Mazin.
That's right. And they are the team, so it's going to go to HBO. Now, there's been rumours of The Last of Us being a film for a long time. I would be really excited about it being a TV series. What do you two think? I think that's a really good fit.
Yeah, just with Game of Thrones sort of kicking off this whole thing, but yeah, TV just you seem to be able to do a lot more because the series will go on for longer than say a 2.5 hour film.
Yeah, and also I think the game has done the film. If they're just looking at, I'd be really interested to see if they just look at that world rather than recreating the Ellie and what's his name story.
They're creating. It's the same world, and I think they are going to cover the same events, but then they'll scope out into the rest of the world, I think.
Yeah.
So I think they'll start off with what we know.
Would they repeat that story, I wonder? That same story?
I know.
It'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because you could make it...
I mean, it's great that they've got one of the game developers on there, game writers, as part of the team. That's really interesting.
Which always helps.
I mean, the other big success has been The Witcher, which I've actually, after I first didn't get on with the first episode, I'm nearly at the end of it finally. I know The Witcher isn't necessarily a game, because actually there was books that the game was based on that were very popular, weren't they? Mm-hmm. But I think if it wasn't for the game, there wouldn't be a TV series necessarily, and it's that works well, I think, as well. That kind of world and how it's made. There's a lot of money being put into it.
I'm still not convinced about that one yet. But I'll give it more time.
Yeah. I think it'd be interesting to see what happens in the next series. But yeah, it's good. I mean, there's been lots of bad movies about games, isn't there? Can you list your favourite worst ones?
Mario.
Mario, yeah.
Or Double Dragon.
Double Dragon, wow.
Right.
Doom was pretty terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Doom.
Apart from The Rock.
You
The
love
Rock
that
was
one.
the only saving grace of that film.
And there was,
But even he couldn't save that film.
I know.
wasn't there a Max Payne film as well?
There was
Yeah,
with
with Mark
Wahlberg.
Wahlberg.
That was horrible. I had high hopes for that.
I think the problem is it becomes really interesting. It's like what's happened in the past. A film company's bought out Max Payne, but they wouldn't get any of the writers or the game people involved in it.
No.
They would cut them out because they never thought those people were writers properly or creatives.
Mm-hmm.
But now they've looked at these things and gone, actually, let's get these people in. Or sometimes a lot of these people, writers who write for film and TV are writing for games, so it's a much easier way. The crossovers a lot easier now. If that makes sense. And I think it's quite exciting. I mean, the one big one for me, thinking about I think there's been rumours of this for ages, wasn't there? Is the Halo world.
Because they were doing a TV series, weren't they?
They were going to do one, weren't they?
I think they're still doing one.
Oh.
Yeah, it's taking a while though.
Because were going to put it on that. Was it Xbox TV or something like
That's
that?
right, yes.
Yeah.
But I think it might be Showtime now that have got it. But they are still planning to do one.
Now,
eventually.
What would you two like? What's any game franchise you'd like to see as a TV series?
I still want to see Gears of War.
Oh, yeah.
Gears of War, epic film. But again, you're probably telling the same stories.
Would you like to see it as a film or a TV series?
If you're going to do different stories, a TV series.
You could do it.
If you're going to do a film, just go all in. Get great actors, big action scenes, and just tell the first game story.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay. Richard, any ones you'd like to see?
I always look at it as the point of view of I know that the Final Fantasy games have some really good stories in them. And I think a few years ago there was a Kickstarter set up to sort of put a TV series out about Final Fantasy VII. But I think, it wasn't an official one, so it got sent a cease and desist almost straight away. But I think just repeating those stories in a different form, because I know, like my mum, for example, she is into a sci-fi a little bit, and I think she would enjoy seeing those stories. But the only medium they're in at the moment is a video game, which she'll automatically shun and sort of not consider a form of storytelling.
Yeah.
So you're opening up to a mass market.
I think Final Fantasy is a good shout because I reckon there's some negotiations with that in the works already. The Final Fantasy. It's such a huge name, and I think it would be one that people would do, and the world is really interesting. You can
I'd just love to see one of the popular games like 7, 9, or 10 just replicated as a TV show, because I think it would open it up to a lot more people.
Yeah. Well, the one you haven't mentioned is Train Sim World, the movie or the TV series.
Well, you write it, Gareth.
I'll do it. Yeah.
And we'll look forward to that.
We'll get that.
Do a Kickstarter.
Yeah, get the pilot ready.
Maybe a couple of the rewards could be coming on the train while you're driving it.
Yes.
That'd be a great reward, wouldn't it?
Yeah. The action. Yeah, great.
Yeah, action. That's the only action to be in the whole one.
Right, we've got to move on. We've got to go because we haven't got much time. We've got one more thing. We're going to do a quiz, which is really good fun for us and for you at home because you can guess the answers. But Rich is going to do the quiz. In the last quiz we had, James won the pancake quiz. He won. So we're 1-1 in the quiz competition.
This is a decider.
This is a decider. Yeah, go on.
Oh, pressure's on then.
Right.
So again, it's going to be 20 questions, but the last 5 questions, because it's International Women's Day this weekend on the 8th of March. So the last 5 questions are all anagrams, and they are famous women in games. So we'll see how they work. Apparently, this one is a little bit harder than the previous ones, but we'll see how it goes. So if I remember rightly, James is the high pitched noise.
Always.
Yeah.
Gareth's the low one.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Let's crack on. So question 1. Kingdom Hearts is the series that combines beloved Disney characters with which other classic JRPG series? James?
Final Fantasy.
It is, well done.
Thank you.
Question 2. Who is the voice behind the classic quote, War never changes in the Fallout series? Gareth?
Liam Neeson?
No.
No idea.
It's Ron Perlman.
Oh boy.
Nice. Good. Very good.
Question 3. Which James Bond actor had his likeness used in the 2010? Gareth?
Pierce Brosnan.
No.
Can I have the full question, please?
You can have the full question. Which James Bond actor had his likeness used in the 2010 reimagining GoldenEye 007?
Ooh. I'm just kidding. It's probably wrong. Daniel Craig.
It was Daniel Craig.
Oh, damn.
I couldn't get over the fact it wasn't Pierce
I
Brosnan.
know.
Yeah, it's a strange one because even though it's the GoldenEye game, it was Daniel Craig.
Yeah. Damn.
Tried to catch you out with that one.
Damn, very good.
Can't remember.
Question 4. Which phone manufacturer made the infamous N-Gage device?
Cool.
James again.
Nokia.
Cheers, well done.
Oh, storming ahead. I'm not answering.
Still got it.
This next one's a tricky, odd one out. So there's 5 games. I'll read them out and I need to know the odd one out and why. So you've got Shenmue 3, The Bard's Tale 4, The Banner Saga 3, Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden, or Broken Sword 5, The Serpent's Curse. Gareth.
I'm going to go for Mutant Zero, that one.
Yeah.
Because all the rest are in a series, and that one's on its own.
It's the right game, but it's not the right reason why.
Do I get half a point?
I'm going to give you it.
I mean, seems a bit unfair.
James is gutted.
He needs the help, James.
Thank
Don't
you.
worry. He needs the
All
help.
right, to Afcon.
It's the odd one out
Yeah.
because all the others were crowdfunded and that one wasn't.
That's good.
I don't know.
This is like the FIFA scandal over again.
So we didn't count in the end.
I'll put a mark next to it and we'll see what happens at the end.
Yeah, Siri needs it.
Question 6. Which game series features Xur, an agent of the Nine? James?
Destiny.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, that's why I give it him, James, because...
Yeah, you know he's struggling.
I'm never going to get that.
Question 7. In Halo multiplayer, a Kilimanjaro medal is awarded for how many kills within 4 seconds of each other? James?
Is it 4?
No.
Is it?
Pass it over.
Is it 5?
No. It's 7.
Wow.
Wow. Damn.
I thought it was a lot, but I didn't think it was 7.
Wow.
I've never had 7 kills in the whole game. I'm not getting that one.
Question 8. Which franchise has sold more copies, Tomb Raider or Uncharted? James?
Uncharted.
Gareth?
Tomb Raider.
It is Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
It's 75 million versus 44 million.
Wow.
Not bad.
That's great. Uncharted have done well since Tomb Raider's been around since the 90s.
Yeah, I thought it was a trick question. I fell for it.
Question 9. Which 2015 horror game stars Remy Malek?
Until
Gareth.
Dawn.
Yeah. Well done. Question 10. In the upcoming Marvel Avengers game, which Avenger is featured on the statue in the collector's edition? Gareth.
Captain America.
It is. A comeback is on.
Wow, look at that. And also, I got an Avengers question. He's gutted. He's absolutely gutted.
I think it ends here, though. Question 11. In Banjo-Kazooie, is the bird Banjo or Kazooie?
Ooh.
James.
Banjo.
Gareth.
Kazooie.
Is. Well done.
Never played it.
I thought you would have played that one.
No, I looked at it once and thought, no.
Question 12. In what year was version 1.0 of Minecraft released? Gareth?
2006.
Not that far away. James?
2008.
It was 2011.
Oh,
I was
gone
closer.
2008.
Can I get an extra point?
Don't.
No, sorry.
Oh,
Unless you want me to put a mark next to that one as well and see if it
yeah,
counts.
yeah.
Question 13 is a maths question.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll read this out. You'll have to keep a mental note.
Okay.
What number do you get if you have two number 9s, add another number 9, minus a number 6 with extra dip, divide by a number 7, and add 2 number 45s?
I'm so lost.
I'm even lost.
Oh,
Grab that one again.
no, we've got to do it.
What number? Are you going for it?
Yeah, 100.
Right. What? Sorry?
100.
No, sorry. I'll repeat it. It's Big Smoke's order from San Andreas, but I've tried to make it into a maths question.
Oh, that's good.
What number do you get if you have two number 9s, add another number 9, minus a number 6 with extra dip, divide by a number 7, and add 2 number 45s?
Is it 93?
It is 93.
Well done, James. Well done.
Got there in the end.
Oh, God, we haven't got anywhere near it. It was like
You asked me with the extra dip.
Yeah.
How much is the dip worth?
I had to include it because otherwise it was just a standard maths question.
Yeah.
A dip is like
Yeah.
algebra. It's like what's X or Y? Dip. What's the value of dip?
Half a probably and a dip.
Oh dear. Good.
Wait a minute. Question 14. In the National Pokédex, what number is Pikachu? James?
I hope I get this right. Is it 7?
It's not.
Oh, no.
Do you want to guess, Gareth?
I've
Is
got
that
no
800
idea.
to choose from?
I'm going to go for 13.
Oh, it's closer, but it's 25.
Oh, do I get a mark?
You didn't do what number 7 is.
No one's getting a mark.
No one's getting a mark for that.
Number 7 is Squirtle.
I don't know what you're both
That's
talking
fair.
about. So this is. That's
I'm
different world
gutted.
to me.
I hope I lose this quiz now. I don't deserve to win.
I think it's Squirtle. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
It's either Squirtle or Charmander.
Anyway, we must move on.
God.
Question 15. Which ID software game released first? Wolfenstein 3D or Doom? James?
Doom.
Oh, it's not. It's Wolfenstein.
It is Gareth.
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
Says my age there, though. That's my age. No,
I wasn't even born.
92 for Wolfenstein 3D and 93 for Doom.
I was too young to play it. What's the scores now, Richard?
Oh, it's tense.
I'm just counting them up.
It's tense.
James has got 5 and Gareth has got 6.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Let's go. Let's go for.
So these are the anagrams now. The last 5 questions are all anagrams. So I'll try and say them try and pronunciate them as best as possible.
Okay.
Question 16. I've got some clues as well, by the way, if you get stuck.
Okay.
So the anagram is Carol Fart. James?
Is it Lara Croft?
It is Lara Croft.
Very good.
Starting you off easily.
Nice.
Question 17. A. Main. Sin. Will.
Wow.
This is a tricky one.
Wow. Can we get a clue?
Yeah. She is in Tekken.
Oh, I don't know these. You know these, James.
And also had her own game, Death by Degrees.
Wow. Come on, James. You've got to be embarrassed.
Nina Williams?
It is, well done.
Well done.
I think that's the trickiest one out of the way.
Yeah.
Question 18 is I lunch.
Who?
James.
Chun-Li.
Chun-Li, well done.
I don't know who these people are.
Street Fighter.
Okay.
She turned 52 years old this week, to Chun-Li.
Oh, Chun-Li.
Question 19. The anagram is Neil Cement. As in Neil from the Xbox Hub. Neil, not Neil down.
Oh, I see. Right. Yeah.
So Neil Cement.
I've got no idea.
Gareth.
No, that doesn't work. I was going to say Jill. No, that doesn't work. Good.
Right, it's just me now then.
Yeah.
Give us a clue, Richard.
She fights zombies.
Is it Jill Valentine?
No.
She fights zombies.
And found a father figure in Lee Everett.
Clementine.
Yep.
Ah, nice.
And
I've given up. I've gone. I'm in the bar.
You'll get this. You should get this last
I'm in
one.
the underwater bar. Yeah.
Question 20 is old gas.
Old gas.
Who?
James.
GLaDOS.
Is well done.
Well done, you lot. I couldn't have got anywhere near those. Obviously, I'm terrible at anagrams. Well, James is the winner, isn't he, Richard?
Yeah, it's a clean sweep on the anagrams.
Oh,
It's
wow.
put in
So close.
10-6 winner.
I'm so close. When it was getting to
Unlucky, Gareth. Good effort.
2-1.
It's a good match at that one.
Oh,
Closer than last
I
time.
know. Well, this is it. We've got to go. We're way over now. But it's been enjoyable. I've enjoyed it. Now, what are we looking forward to next week, you two? Anything, James?
No, nothing from me.
Nothing. You're not looking forward to anything?
I have no expectations for the following week.
Okay.
But if I see another Robin, I'll be happy.
Good. Richard, what about you?
I'm going to be on holiday as of Tuesday, so I'm looking forward to that.
Where are you going?
Fuerteventura.
Oh, good.
Have fun.
Good. Have fun.
Thank you.
I've got my birthday. My birthday is on Saturday. And I'm...
Birthday in advance.
Happy birthday for
and that's
Saturday.
That's all I'm doing. Having a birthday for a
75?
week.
Yeah.
75, yes, I am. So, if you want to get hold of us, where do you get hold of Richard? Where do we can find you?
I'm on Twitter at Dobbo1912night.
Great. James, where can they get hold of you?
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at OKidUKO.
Great. And you can get me on at GB Briley. But also, if you like this, and there's plenty more to listen to, subscribe. If you're an Apple user, please go to iTunes and give us a rating or give us a review. Always positive. Don't go negative. And
I take either.
Take it. James will take it either. So, but thank you so much. And we'll be back next week. But thank you. See you later, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the official podcast of TheXboxHub.com. You'll be able to find all the notes of this show at www.TheXboxHub.com/podcast. You can also check out our social feeds on Instagram and Twitter at The Xbox Hub and search The Xbox Hub on Facebook.